Good morning, sunshine. I hope that this finds you well, and I hope that you are well rested and ready for the weekend. This is your daily insight on life and love, and it's for September 25th, 2020, also timeless. So wherever you're pulled to this in time, this might have a message for you. Keep in mind, it's general, it's collective, it's not going to make sense to everybody. So therefore, if it doesn't, do not do that. Let it fall away. But whether or not it resonates, ask questions about booking or personal reading if you want. My email and the ways of contact are in the description on any social platform. Just search the name, reach out, send me a message, and we'll set something up. Let's start the reading. Oh, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the bell for notifications. There's a thumbs up next to a thumbs down. I mean, avoid the thumbs down if you can. I'd greatly appreciate it. But if you see the thumbs up, that I hear good things. Just saying. So we're kicking this reading off with regular Rider-Waite. This is the beginning base part of the reading, what it's about. And this is, well, the ending base part of the reading. So it's talking about patience. And for you, I said it in the little blip before. That's like trying to baptize a cat. You don't have patience in the situation. Something is triggering you, something from the past, and it's causing a disruption in your life. And it's not even with you at the core. You're seeing this somewhere else. And this is causing you to want to lash out, react, and take off somebody's veil. And I mean this like you want to expose something. This is a massively reactive yet empowering time for you. This is involving some issue of the past where you kind of felt like you were backed into a corner. Yet now here you are with all these amazing acquired growth and tools and new sense of self and self-empowerment and protection. I feel like you are massively protective of yourself, and you're seeing somebody kind of like how you were at a certain point in time, and you want to jump in and be that person that you had needed when you were there all that time ago. This is pretty dramatic, but I like the moral behind it. I like the sense of protectiveness over it. It's definitely disruption, and it's definitely from the past. I mean, how can it be from the future? It's not even here yet. This is a situation being triggered in from your past in some way, shape, or form. It was rather traumatic. So we're going to look into this, see what it's involving, see different ways that this can come about. But this is how we're kicking off the reading. So happy Friday, huh? Again, this is general collective, and it's also timeless, so if it doesn't fit, don't force it. And if you're not watching this on a Friday, it's totally cool too. Let me know if it resonates. Let me know if you have questions about booking or personal reading. Four of Wands being the base beginning of this. All right, Spirit, out with it. What do you want to tell the collective? Oh, God, you're not ready to exactly move on until you say your piece in this, and everything has to come together to this point. And you see, looking back, how everything was coming up to this point, how this was unavoidable. This is, I feel like, one of your big moments. You have the World card. All right, let's see what else wants to come out. Out with it. Ooh. The past has been dug up. Something very core in your psyche, in your memory box, it feels like a repressed memory of yours. Now, it doesn't have to be horrifying. It can just be a trait that you recognize in a person, and it's coming up to be seen again, and you're going to put it in check. I'm seeing this completely relating to people and not necessarily a specific environmental situation. But I'm going to look at it both ways. Even though I'm not particularly feeling guided to the environmental situation where you are, that might be relevant to some of you. So I'm going to look at them both. This is something far incoming. You're not even looking at it yet. I think this is going to be cool, shocking. Lots of wand energy around this. The Queen of Wands. A lot of green. This is supposedly dealing with one of the anchoring people in your life. And I don't mean anchoring somebody who's trying to keep you grounded. I mean somebody who has either emotionally or psychologically, mentally kept you stagnant. There's something about them that's coming up right now in your world. They're supposed to be this nurturing, protective type, but I'm seeing that this was not how they have shown up. It's, you know, what you would expect in this person, in this connection to you. But then again, that's an expectation. This is not how they actually showed up. This is so you can let go of the expectation of how they are supposed to be and how you needed them to be, and seeing them for who they really are, seeing them in a totally different light, which I think you're being geared to look at them from a totally different perspective, in a way where they have been somebody who has never either emotionally grown or mentally grown, or it's time to see them as the wounded child that they are, and how that has been a disservice at them and a stunting issue in their life, and this has somehow affected you. I think this is going to be one of the ways where you allow yourself to move on from this person and having this hurt that's constantly connected to them. So, the base part of this, okay, we have the King of Wands. So we have both King and Queen of Wands on the table right here, and both are upright. But this is the beginning and the end base part of this part of the reading. So we have the King of Wands. So this is the masculine energy who speaks softly and carries a big stick. He's going to say his piece, but if you keep going at it, well, again, I say he, I don't care about the gender. If you keep going at this, and I think this is you, I think that you are the King of Wands. And again, take away the gender concept. You're going to say your piece, and if they keep coming at you, you're going to bap them on the head with the wand. Tell me I'm wrong. I mean this in a very figurative way. But all of it's coming together right now. And this is what's in the middle. It's very restrictive love. It's emotional withholding. It's emotional just hoarding. It's emotional hoarding on your part, because this has been something where I think that you have desperately tried to move on, but you haven't had the closure, and this is where the closure is coming in. And there's emotional withholding on whatever the opposite side of this is. It's coming up right now, and I feel like somebody's making contact with you, and I think that this is going to be out of the blue. It's going to be uncomfortable, but I think that you'll be able to see just how this is necessary for you to actually fully and full-heartedly move forward. This is definitely something that's been holding you back, and I'm sorry that that's been the case. There's this huge sense of grief, mourning, because there's a projected idealism on this person, and it just never met with the reality of it. So there's a sense of anguish with it. I'm really sorry. I don't like that you have been made to feel in such a way. I don't like that this person showed up in this life that way for you, even though it was important to do so, and it was important because it made you who you are. That's always great, but we still have the human experience of it, which is not particularly fun. But you know, in the spirit world, the higher self, the 5D, whatever you want to call it, high fives all around. They did an amazing job at it, getting you to where you need to go. But the 3D still kind of wants to flip them off, right? All right, let's see what's going on. To the sea. All right, you're not in the flow state right now. You are backing up, which means that there's a lot of pressure behind you right now. Not going with all of those cards. No. Come on, Spirit. Give me a few. Not 50. There's not even 50 in this deck. I think there's 44. Where is it? How many cards are in this deck? Doesn't even say, does it? No. Oh, 52. So, to the sea in reverse is the base part of this part of the reading. Ooh. Okay, cool. I can dig that. You need to know why. You are going to have that emotional throwdown where you get to ask why, whether it's directly to this person or whether it's, you know, just having that moment in the dark with yourself and just crying out, why? Why me? Why this? Why this have to happen this way? You'll get your answer, but you might not get the answer that you'd expect. It had nothing to do with you, is what I'm getting. Rarely does it ever have anything to do with you. This is something that they couldn't handle. You can't expect your happiness to come through this person or this situation. It's unfair. You have to make the movements in yourself. You have to be the person of action in this for yourself. The unfinished symphony, and then come back to life. I think you've been in hibernation with this situation for far too long, and it's done nothing but grow inside of you. You have to find out what actually makes you happy, and this is going to require you take massive action. It's not time for you to be stagnant. I'm not calling you lazy. What I'm saying is holding on to all this is exhausting, and it causes procrastination, which is one of the worst forms of self-sabotage. But I see you getting your little oomph back in regards to this situation. You'll get your answer, maybe not from this person, but I feel an emotional outpouring with you. I also think that this is going to give you free movement forward. You'll get enough answered. It'll click into place. If you think that you are able to avoid a situation, it'll come back in similar situations until you muster up the courage and strength to face it. I'm not saying in any sense that you are in any way inferior or cowardly in this. I get it. It's uncomfortable. Maybe we can get through it without addressing the situation. Maybe if we just acknowledge that it's uncomfortable. But you can't avoid. It's plain and simple. You can't grow through avoidance unless it's avoiding, you know, the same cycle of abuse or something that's detrimental and cutting something out of your life. But to heal, you got to get to the trenches of the wound, which is what you're doing in regards to this person and situation that's coming up. So if this is being geared towards a person, what does this want to tell you? All right, being pulled to this, I'm going to shuffle this because I just used them. All right. Base part of that. No shortcuts. And stop holding yourself back. All three cards are in reverse. So we have take time for a nap in reverse, go the distance in reverse. We have exchanging gifts in reverse. Building blocks is upright and the face is upright. Holding yourself back, even when you're building a foundation, speaks of the foundation itself. How is your foundation right now? Is this something that is substantial? I feel like you're filling in your missing bits right now. I feel like all the cracks in your foundation are being filled. I think that you had to do a huge renovation on yourself, and I think that you did. There is no shortcuts. There's no quick fix to this. But if this is in regards to a person, then it has stifled your sense of confidence. This has been a source of insecurity in your life. So this is saying it's coming out of the box, and you get to address it. You get to take your power back from the situation, maybe not in all forms of closure in the way that you would want to, whatever the plan has been in order for you to move past this, take into account that that's probably going to go a lot differently than what you expect, but it's not going to be horrible. It's going to be probably a lot more at ease than you're anticipating. I think you're anticipating an all-out war, which I think you're coming to the table with, but in actuality, when this happens, I think it's going to be very emotional and releasing. It's a huge fated event. I don't see you putting it off. I see you mustering up the courage to get there, and it takes a lot to get there, so don't beat yourself up if it takes a little while. I get it. And if we're looking at a life situation, because that might be for somebody, I'm being pulled to angel therapy, ascended masters, spiritual teachers. You are here to rock this situation. Oh, goodness. All right, let's see. What does the collective need to know if this is talking about an environmental situation? Okay. Okay, apparently this one wants to be in too. This is involving an environmental situation, then it's a past life issue, and everyone and everything involved in it is a deep soul bonding connection. I feel like it's incredibly chaotic, and I think that it stems generations. So this is talking about, I feel like you have to break a lot of cycles. This is very difficult in this situation because you are considerably an ascended master in this situation, or at least that's what this card is saying. The ascended master is, it's different in people terms. Sorry. I'm not saying that you are better than anyone else. What I'm saying is you have a more spiritually based life path and a higher ascension of personal vibrational wavelengths, however you want to say it. And I see that this is involving breaking a lot of generational issues that maybe the rest of the people of the crew couldn't break, but you are. And this, the solar plexus, it's safe for you to be powerful and take charge of your life in positive ways. And then we have the earth angel. Yeah, you got to teach about love. Now, it doesn't mean that you are all loving in this situation, because you're human, you're going to have emotions. Even, you know, Buddhists have something that'll make them break. The past life issues, this has been something that has been, in a spiritual way, plaguing these people for a very long time. It doesn't have to be blood related. It's just multi-generational to the area, and this is a tight-knit spiritual crew. So you are doing what your elders couldn't do. You are also getting on a higher level of elevation, ascension. It's a very difficult work that you are doing, but I see that you are working with such compassion that it almost makes you untouchable. What it's telling you all around is don't fear the situation or the environment of this one. There's a reason why it is so chaotic around you, because you are that beacon of light that is needed there. And I think that there's going to be a lot of people flocking to you with a sense of hope and need encouragement, all of those things. So we're going to get closing message for relationships and situations. So if you are gearing this towards personal relationships, if you stay on this path, what can you expect? Huge karmic lessons. This is like spiritual medical shedding. Refocus, planting a seeds, doing it very lovingly, and having an entirely new legacy to your name. The mountain is far off in the background. It takes a long time to heal from this, but you're getting the nerve to do it. It's going to take time. Yeah. It seems like an insurmountable task. You don't know if you're up to it. You're being forced to move on from this, and it's rocking you. You can move forward. It doesn't mean that you have to be confident in it. It just means that you push through that fear and that insecurity. And then we have the 10 of Swords. So this, the best foot forward, and the projected outcome for this. You being the torch carrier. You might be the black sheep of the situation, but that's the best position that you could have had. If you're worried about what could be said about you in this, don't sweat it. What you are walking away from and what you're healing from is in a world all of its own, and it wasn't just you who was going to be something that broke from it. It's important that you did, and I see that there's a feeling of rejection of it, a feeling of exile, but that's okay. It is good to be exiled from something that nobody else could find themselves to break, and you can't push somebody to heal from something, to move on from something, to save them. They'll save themselves in their own ways. If you were to do that, you would be creating a new sense of karma for yourself that you'd have to pay off. You can't interrupt someone else's karma. So if this is gearing towards an environmental life situation, which is still kind of personally related, what is the projected outcome? Compassion. Victory. Finding a new tribe. You're moving on, planting new seeds, love and compassion, carrying your torch elsewhere, and victory. Both cards had 5s. This one in the relationships had the 5 of Cups. This one has the 5 of Swords. So this is moving on. This is moving on and kicking whatever it is butts in a very figurative way. So then you become unreachable to whatever it is that you are breaking away from. No matter where you are, where you're going, this is healing communication, powerful self-empowerment. And you're moving on and nothing can touch you. Whether you're looking at a life situation or whether you're looking at a relationship, you do have a huge sense of victory, but it's all coming with a sense of loss from something that was vibrationally suffocating. So I hope that this made sense. I will see you guys tomorrow for the weekend reading. And again, if it didn't resonate, let it fall away. If you have questions about booking your own personal reading, you can find me on any social platform. I'm also in the description. So I look forward to meeting with you all. Look forward to chatting. And until next time, stay safe, have fun, and know that you are very, very loved.